Hello. Yes, it has been a while, but I haven't had anything worth sharing until now. A few weeks back, I shared this little deck. It's a little Lenormand, which you have probably gathered from the title, which I'm sure I will have put on this video, duh. I featured this Lenormand on my blog, and I'll put a link to that. And I mentioned at the time that I would be doing a flip-through of it because it's new on the scene. I've only seen one other flip-through, and that was by Hexaclair and in German. And I thought, okay, well, I'd like to get it out there because it's such a pretty deck and I like it so much, and it's, it's available. So there you have it, a flip-through today. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, picking cat hairs off of here. What, I thought I got them all, and there's more appearing. Where do they come? Well, I know where they come from. They come from the cat, but how did they just magically appear? Anyway, in the interest of full disclosure, I was gifted this deck by the creator, Maximilian Eckstein. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So, of course, I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but in truth, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. It's a lovely deck and it's very pretty. So, without further ado, let's get on. As you can see, the box is handmade and hand decorated. I don't know if you can quite capture it there. I can't see what I'm videoing, so I'm just going to have to trust that this is all looking lovely. And you have a choice of colors, red, green, blue, and yellow. And I chose yellow because I think that's just gorgeous. Yeah, so nice little box that it comes in, and look at those backs. Aren't they beautiful? The same little design in the middle, and the symbols for the different suits in the sides. And I don't know if you can see it quite there, but they are the German suits, because this deck was produced in Germany, even though it has a French name. But that's by the by, but I think those backs are just beautiful. So that's always a good start. As you can see, they're standard Lenormand size. Yeah, perfect. So we turn over. All the artwork has been done by Maximilian, and we have a nice little monogram in the corner there. And something I hadn't noticed to begin with, well, I noticed that they were different, but I hadn't twigged. The gold ones are generally positive. I'm just going to slightly, silver is neutral, I believe, and the black ones are generally negative. So that's a little heads up there. As you can see, you've got hearts, German hearts, bells. Again, I don't want to give too much away here, but I just want to get an idea while I'm thinking of it. Leaves, which associate with the spades, and come on, let's have an acorn. There's an acorn. We'll get to the acorns. Anyway, they're the clubs, which is the troublesome suit, shall we say? So there you have it, a lovely rider. Nothing untoward. There are some little tweaks. There are some tweaks to the symbolism. There are some little additional symbols, but they're subtle. They're not so in your face that it sort of throws you when you're trying to read the cards. And that's what I like about it. Let me just read you the information I was given for the rider. And I'm assuming at some point this it was a PDF that this will be supplied with your deck when you purchase it. Here we go. Crib sheet. Rider. Essence, impulse. Messages, deliveries, a dispatch. Sports and vehicles for day-to-day travel. A young man, possibly erratic, impulsive. A new acquaintance or visitors. A horse. And then there's some additional, sort of like deeper meaning. And I think this ties into a lot of the extra symbolism and the concepts that Maximilian refers to as his more far out ideas. So I'll just read you that bit. Impulse on static, to be exact. The messages delivered by the rider lead onwards. The rider himself is the deliverer of an impulse, guiding the movement of the horse, which to me suggests that the message that you get leads on to something else. You react to the message. Something changes as a result of you receiving that message. Or if you receive visitors, you then have to entertain them in some way. They make you do something you wouldn't have done before. So it's an impulse acting on you. to move things forward. Right, fair enough. Let's just look at the cards because they are gorgeous. So the clover, I love the bells. The ship, which is a catamaran, and that has some significance, but you know, it's a ship. You don't look at it and go, what the? House, isn't that lovely? I love the style of this. Oh, and that's another thing I like. The little face card insets, I should say. They hold the personality of the card. So here you have a happy, hearty king. He's, you know, for the home, which is really nice. And if you got some of the more troublesome people, that was a bit quick. I am sorry. Let me put that back there. And this is interesting, and I haven't mentioned it to Max, but oh, I hope he doesn't mind me calling him Max. we've never gotten to that stage. Is that there appears to be a person. There's a head, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pair of arms. So I find that quite intriguing. I love that card. Now here you go. Now there's a less than happy looking king, and here's your first acorn. You know, and he looks like trouble, doesn't he? Clear, dark, and light sides of the clouds. Love it. That's a smashing snake. And again, and a very dodgy looking queen of clubs. Yeah, up to no good, that one. So, and we have what looks like water running through piping, which again is an interesting reference to tubes and hoses and things like that. Love it. Ah, here's the big change, or a big change. A skull instead of the coffin. Now, yeah, I would prefer a coffin, but that's just me. But I don't have a problem with that. And somebody would say, oh, but you lose the container aspect of coffin. Well, you don't really, because your skull contains your brain, so I'm good with that. Don't know why I'm insisting on hanging on to the cards like they're going to go somewhere. There we go. But anyway, so I'm quite happy with that. Lovely bouquet. A charming queen with that one. Another little troublesome one. Scythe. The whip. We have a whip and a broom, and a very disciplinarian looking sort of person. And here we have both the owls and birds. So, you know, if you have a preference for either, you're being accommodated for. Aren't those owls lovely? I love the way the plumage has been done. Really pretty. And yes, and a robin. As I know robins, not these great big roosters that run around in North America calling themselves robins. Isn't the child lovely? Based on his daughter, I believe. So that's just so sweet. Splashing in the puddles. So that really makes me happy just looking at that one. A fox on ice. So treachery and treacherous. Lovely big bear. Stars. Nice and clear. Stork. Sorry, being fussy. With a frog. Poor little thing. But very traditional. Dog. Clearly looking in a particular direction. That might be useful. A nice tower. Nice tower. Garden. I like the little bridge over the stream. I don't know, I feel like that's significant in some way, but I'm not privy to the full far out details yet, so we'll have to see if that gets a mention. Mountain. That's a solid rock. But if you look closely, you can see that there's like a footpath, and it's just wending its way through the mountain. You can just see it peeking through there, and so there's definitely there is a way through or over the mountain. Nice little detail. Paths. Lovely countryside. Lots of options. I love this mice. Yes, definitely not necessarily going to get away with whatever it is they're doing. Another cat hair. Ha! Well, now I know where that one came from. So I love that. That just makes me laugh when I see that. A lovely heart. I just think that's very pretty. I mean, what you're going to do with a heart, but that's a bit different and I like it. a ring, very Celtic-y. The book with a spine and an open side, which is nice to see. I like that. I always like that. Letter. Man. Very handsome. Wonder if it's based on the artist. And I'm just going to move that over for a second because I'd like you to see them together, the man and the woman. So they face each other in this deck. I mean, a lot of the decks, when you lay them side by side like this, they're actually facing away from each other. But this is nice. I'm assuming if that is him, that is Mrs. Eckstein. Frau Eckstein. So I like that. And what I particularly like about this is it reminds me of photographs that my mother has of trips to the seaside in northern Germany when she was young. It just really gives me that feeling. It's lovely. So yeah, a nice pair. I like those two. Lilies, white. Very severe, serious looking king of leaves or spades. Isn't that a gorgeous sun? I do like a good sun card, and that is stunning. So, and moon, nice, obvious moon, very moody, very sort of Art Deco. Now here's one of the weird little things, though, and it's very subtle. You didn't necessarily notice it, but I did. That little guy is a mouth harp, and apparently it is significant. I don't know why yet, but that aside, it's not so in your face that it throws you when you see the card. You look at that and you go, moon card. Yeah, fine. Yeah. If you're going to be prying into the little details, then you might, want to use that. But we don't generally. So, key. Fish. Lots of lovely fish. And a little boat, but not so much. Because I think there's one... Is there one fish card in some deck that's got a boat so prominent in it that every time I look at it, I have to think, is that ship? No, that's fish. Anchor. Solid. And cross. And a very distinctive cross. And this, again, I understand is symbolic. But, for the purposes of a standard Lenormand reading, cross. No mistaking it. So... there you have it. Absolutely lovely deck. Linen cardstock. Shuffles beautifully. I can't riffle shuffle. Sorry, folks. So I just do overhand shuffling. But it shuffles beautifully. Can I? Oh, I can even do my feathering in that I like to do. A lot of decks, you can't do that. So I'm very happy with that. Overall, the color, I love the color palette. It's so easy on the eyes and so pretty that overall it's quite blue. You can see, I don't know if I'm in shot, but most of that will be in shot. You can see there's quite a bit of blue, but I like that. I like that in a deck. It's funny, really. My favorite color is green, closely followed by purple. But when it comes to decks of cards and things like that, I'm always attracted to things in blue shades. Very pretty deck. I will leave a link to the website where it can be purchased for a very reasonable sum. And that's it. Hope you're all keeping well. I'm done. You may not see me again for a while. You didn't see me at all apart from my hands, but never mind. Anyway, lovely to be here. Lovely to finally get this done. To be honest, I've been hanging on for quite some time, waiting for decent weather. And decent weather, for the lighting, obviously, and decent weather just was not forthcoming. So I thought, well, I've got to get this done. I can't keep putting it off. So I hope I can tweak this enough that it's bright enough that you can see it without distorting the colors. Fingers crossed. If I managed it, you'll see this video. Catch you later. Bye.